goodness gracious.
Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Is that one of the ones on the dating list? Because I was literally just about to say, have you guys seen these freaking dating lists going around, like the first date places where you shouldn't bring people?
It's fucking absurd.
Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Dude, I have a story about Waffle House.
Oh gosh.
There's never a good story with
Listen, Waffle House is a classy place. I witnessed this, by the way. Witnessed. Didn't.
Wouldn't go
me.
that far.
Wasn't you?
Wasn't me. Saw. So anyway, gentleman.
Picture
and
it
his
didn't
lady.
happen. I'm just kidding.
Gentleman and his lady are there. It's late in the evening, and at one point they go to use the facilities, and they decide to use the same facility room. And one thing leads to another. The entire Waffle House is aware of what's going on, and they come out of the facilities, and the gentleman is red with the biggest smile on his face, and we all started applauding.
That's awesome.
And
Proof that you can have a successful date.
Absolutely.
Was she not nervous?
She embraced it.
Embarrassed.
She
Or
embraced it.
Took
She
it on.
embraced. Yes.
She embraced it. We gotta love that.
That's good.
What
That's
I do
good.
not remember is, was she in front leading in, or was he leading in? That's what I don't remember to the facilities. Like, was it her idea or his idea? God damn it.
Logistics.
Yeah,
no
logistics.
one cares, Brian.
Specifics.
But anyways, these
Successful.
fucking lists. Was Waffle House on the list?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, it's
there's a
like
lot of different ones out
27
there.
or
There's a
Right?
lot.
These lists are crazy. First and foremost, I don't know where the fuck you can go
know.
outside of this list. You basically are not safe in your home or out of your home. I don't know what the fuck.
And you can't go to
A
your
fucking
home.
airplane? Like, I don't know.
Well,
Mile High.
All right, Ryan.
Yeah, you only got to pay $40,000 for a first
Take me
date.
on a
Points. 40,000 points.
Depending
we,
on if you're going Spirit or American.
I know there's a bunch of different lists floating around, but can we bring one up
yeah, here you
so
go.
we can
Yeah,
like?
pull the one up with the.
All right, here we go.
Yeah,
The number one. Come on, really? Cheesecake Factory? It's a fucking great establishment.
It's classy.
They have
Cheesecake
so many
Factory is awesome.
options.
I love it.
Like, you can't go wrong, because even if you don't know your date well, and she maybe has like, I don't like seafood, or I don't like this, that, and the other, you can go there. What?
Nothing.
You guys are ridiculous.
That's great. Did you? Sorry. All right, go on. Seafood. Go on. You're right. A lot of people don't like seafood.
Ryan just made me laugh so hard. Oh, shit.
I guess I have that effect on people.
Cheesecake Factory. What a place.
I personally think people just had a bad experience, like maybe just had a bad first date or whatever it was, and then they just associate the actual establishment being bad, which is bullshit.
Realistically, Cheesecake Factory has a really good menu, and you can get a lot of shit on there, and they have good food.
Yeah, exactly, and it's not ridiculously priced.
Have you ever had a chicken Caesar salad from
No,
Dude.
I had some chicken pasta dish that was to die for.
Lit? They give you a chicken Caesar salad this fucking big. It is.
You guys
I'm
are
not doubting
ridiculous.
it. It's
y'all,
just
y'all
I've
got
never-
like
I
the
don't
case
know-
of the fucking giggles.
I
right
just
now.
don't know if I've ever heard Kenny say the
Word
it's
lit.
Well,
Kenny,
it's
look at
fucking
number
lit.
4.
Bring me to Cheesecake
Kenny,
Factory.
Kenny, look at number 4.
Okay, this is bullshit, and this is how we know this list is bullshit. If Chipotle is on this list in any way, shape, or form, if it's a first date or if it's a last date, it doesn't fucking matter, because Chipotle is awesome. And you know what? It's financially fit. It's effective for your health. Fuck all these people.
Financially fit. I love it.
Yeah, you can tell me
Listen,
where else you
I
can go for
know
20
so
bucks.
much about the person based on their order at Chipotle.
You know what happens if
Go.
the people
Let's
are
dive in.
healthy
Let's
people?
dive into that.
No,
a little
I
bit.
don't want to. I have
You
no idea.
know what? Wait, hold on.
What?
Fucking. Oh, it says any fast food restaurant. I was gonna say fucking McDonald's ain't on this shit, and they put Chipotle. That's some bullshit.
Well, what really pisses me off is the movies.
Okay, any fast food restaurant, that's bullshit too, because Chick-fil-A is pretty good.
As a first
People
date,
love Chick-fil-A.
Well, what happens if you're in a
Okay,
rush?
all right. Here
If
we
you're
go.
in a rush,
It's not fast food, but number 19, ice cream dates. What girl doesn't like ice cream? What guy doesn't like ice cream? Ice cream is delicious.
Austin Marks.
That doesn't count. He's dairy.
he's like,
Dairy
he's got
intolerant.
something
fine,
wrong
fine.
with his
Dairy
stomach.
and lactose intolerant doesn't.
I
like
guess
ice
you'll
cream.
find out real quick if she has a lactose issue.
Yeah, that's why she went
No,
to the
come on.
facilities, Ryan.
Got about 20 minutes with her. Bowling.
I
all
agree,
right.
though, Ryan. You're making a good point. Ice cream's good, but maybe ice cream's part of the date. it's not like the only place you're going. And that's the other
Somewhere
thing.
that requires a long drive. Okay, so you can't be home. You can't. That's too short of a drive. You can't go to fucking fast food. Can't go to anywhere where you can sit down and get a menu that's a little bit more vast. You can't go on a long drive, whatever that's considered.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
What is
I don't
that?
know, 30 minutes. Can't go to a bar. Can't go to a sporting event.
Sporting event's big. If she doesn't like, sporting event is huge.
And if you're religious, you can't go to a church, apparently.
Can't have a nice coffee.
Can't get a coffee.
Coffee's
Can't get an
coffee
ice
dates.
cream.
Coffee's like the fact it's on this list is horrific.
Horrific.
Well, wait.
Girls
they
love
put
coffee.
Starbucks and then coffee dates. You see that on there?
That's blasphemy.
Pull that
Is
shit
this
back up.
ranked in a descending order of worst to least?
Starbucks and then coffee
Johnny,
dates.
cook on coffee.
Coffee's great.
No, but like why?
Because if you are trying to settle down or have a nice date to figure someone out and have a nice conversation and over a cup of coffee in the morning, that's great.
No different than going to a bar too.
I agree.
Conversation's what you're trying to hit on here.
Yeah.
So
Safe
you just
place.
go get a meal, you go get a drink, you go get a coffee. That's the whole point. You're trying to get to know each other.
You'll probably figure out if you like this person over a coffee.
Because you can hold a
You can hold a
conversation.
I like
with them.
conversation.
I like
Is
the
this list just simply because people want to go to some fucking bougie ass restaurant? Like
I don't know. Well,
everything on here is.
what's the most expensive place?
Yo, wait.
Probably Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh,
Them chicken wings ain't cheap, boy.
someone says the gym. The gym.
I can-
That's not a date.
I can
place.
get behind the gym being on this list.
Yeah,
That being
'cause
a
again,
bad
that's
thing.
a conversation thing.
Who's actually taking a date to the gym
Well, someone did. Number
Influence.
15.
First date.
on the first date? Who has actually done that?
Comment if you did.
Comment if
because
you
If
have.
you did, please let us
I
know.
call that
How'd that
BS.
go?
Olive Garden, the breadsticks, blasphemy.
Listen.
Bowling.
Sporting events
my
is a
grandma
lie
make
because
this?
right now with all the Swifties, they all want to go to football games.
That's
Exactly. So that's a great point.
Plus, sporting events are awesome. Why wouldn't you want to go to that?
Yeah, and if I had court seats or great
Yeah.
seats to an NFL game,
See, that's
or
Some girls like sports, and maybe that's what you're looking for. So maybe it was a test. You want someone that is a little bit into sports too, because hey, you don't have to have someone that likes sports, but if that's something you want to, check off the old box.
if it's a big part of your life, you'd want someone who has at least can tolerate it.
okay. Let's go with this. Can you agree with anything on this list?
I would say
Gym and church.
I can
maybe
agree with Jim.
Gym and church.
Gym and church would be.
What are you doing at a church? You're not talking at a church. You're not going to,
Family
Family function
Family
would be a
first
little bit
time-
too much.
intimidating for your first.
be
You're
too
meeting,
much.
you're meeting the entire.
Yeah, I would
Also,
feel bad for that person.
that can
honestly.
I would
either
too.
that can either go very wrong or also go very right.
I think that puts the individual in a little bit of a unique.
It depends on the person. You won't know because it's a first date.
Right.
But I've
That's-
seen some movies articulate it before, and it's kind of funny.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't think of it
Hookah,
offhand. but-
hookah lounge, hookah bar. That's no bueno. Nightclub, probably not.
Well,
The movies bother me. I understand you're not talking in a movie, but you never do just the movie. It's a dinner
Okay.
in a movie.
I've been to a first date
Date,
on a
movie.
Maybe not now because you have like all these different types of things like Netflix and Hulu and all this stuff at home. But movies was like, or the movies, like an AMC movie theater was like the shit.
Absolutely.
Especially
It's
when
a
you were
big thing.
younger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that's where you start.
Like when my mom's gonna drop me off and pick me up, where the fuck else am I going?
Exactly.
That's where
The
bowling,
mall?
bowling comes into play too.
Bowling?
People did that.
Yeah,
I remember people doing that, going to the mall.
yeah, they go to the
The
mall.
mall.
The mall
Yeah.
was
That's not on here.
That is not. Huh?
Good. That means it's a good place to go, Kenny.
People that made this list don't even know.
Diamond
the mall
in the
is.
rough. Look at you.
Yeah, you can either go to the mall or you can go to like
Well,
Morton
'cause, you know,
Steakhouse.
Somewhere that requires a long drive.
Like
Like
yeah, I mean, if you're not going to Ruth's Chris, apparently you can't go anywhere else, huh?
movie night.
I
You
get-
can't even do Netflix,
I-
Hulu, etc.
I guarantee you that Netflix and chill is derived from this, and I guarantee you there's been second dates based off of Netflix and chill.
From the first date, or you're saying the second date is the Netflix?
No,
and
the
chill?
first date was Netflix and chill. I bet you there was a second date.
Listen, there's nothing more romantic than cooking the dinner for the other person.
Ooh.
You can really pull out all the
You're out.
stops. It's at your house,
It's number 7's your home.
but you can't do it on this list.
Apparently, you got to rent someone else's house to do that.
gotta meet virtually.
You got to go to Johnny's house to do that
You
shit.
broke in the mold. You have.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I love it. I'll do nice dinner that I've made, and then usually I'll do like a fondue thing too.
And
That's
then your
always
food
good.
got critiqued.
Yeah.
You know,
the
I
whole
think
part of your
All right,
relationship.
no. That was she cooked for me, and I was rather picky. You make an Italian dish near me, you got to do it right. Love you, honey. Yeah, no, this list is crazy though.
All right, so let's go through the first 5. Where out of the first 5 is 100% you would go for a first date? So you got Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, and then Olive Garden.
Cheesecake Factory.
I've done
Cheesecake
Olive Garden and
Factory.
Cheesecake Factory for first dates.
I
agree.
I've
Fantastic.
I've never done
Stetson
any, but-
University, baby. That Chili's was popping.
I've done.
Okay, we only have one option.
I've done the
Cheesecake
Olive
Factory.
Garden. The Olive
Olive
Garden's
Garden's good.
over in
That's
Daytona too.
2 for 20, now 2 for 30 was a viable option.
Yeah, yeah.
Inflation.
I mean, I think Cheesecake Factory or Olive Garden there. I mean, although I do love Chipotle, I think it's just too fast of an interaction.
Sure.
You'd have to like take and go.
Well, so that's what I'm saying though. So Chipotle's on here, but I don't think Chipotle's your only stop, right? Maybe you're gonna
can't
do
be.
Chipotle after you've had like maybe you went like mini golf, right? Mini golf. There's a Chipotle near.
Yeah.
You guys grabbed a bite and you definitely separated because Chipotle can also do stuff to some people's stomachs. So maybe you don't want to stick around for mini golf post Chipotle.
Oh, boy.
Maybe that's why it's on here.
Potentially. Potentially.
Yeah.
It's a risk.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Brain's got to poop.
Brain's gotta poop.
But no, so that's my spin on this is I don't think these are final destinations, and I feel like that might be what we're treating it as. I don't know, man.
Dude,
guess
I
that's
think
a
they
way to
are,
look
man.
at it. I mean, I think
I
they
can
are,
see
too.
that for like a Red Lobster. I don't. Buffalo Wild Wings and a Wingstop may not be the greatest.
You can make that argument.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's keep going with Johnny's
Loud.
trend. Of the top 5 here, where would you go?
So you're gonna go
Olive
Cheesecake
Garden,
Factory?
I would go Cheesecake Factory.
Olive Garden and Cheesecake Factory, both great.
Are we doing 2 or 1?
We're doing 1.
Cheesecake
Oh,
Factory.
all right. Well,
He did too.
I'll go Cheesecake Factory.
special.
I'll go Cheesecake Factory.
he said, "Where would you go?" Not which one would you go to.
Your Olive Garden will be cheesecake.
All right, so Olive
I
Garden,
don't like the
Cheesecake
breadsticks
Factory.
that much.
They're good. They're a little minestrone
That's the whole
soup.
premise of Olive Garden.
No. The rest of it's
Minestrone
good.
soup.
Minestrone soup.
Yo,
Dip the
The salad, I mean, pretty
Fantastic.
fire.
Endless.
The dressing, yeah, all
Endless.
Literally endless.
Oh, endless salad. So then you got the movies, your house, any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Wingstop.
We said this
The
already.
movies. I mean, that was like a traditional spot.
They're
How do you-
movies.
how do
That's
you throw the
America's
movies under the
pastime.
bus? The only reason it's on there is because it's not a thing anymore.
I also don't mind your house either.
I don't.
I
think
agree.
Taking
I
a first
agree.
date at your
Close
house is
second.
pretty cool.
What happens if you have a really dope house? Like you're like 40 years old. You're like,
What happens if you have a
Billionaire.
movie theater in your house?
yeah.
Jesus
now what?
Christ.
And
All
you're
right.
watching Netflix all at the same time. 3 of them.
And you're getting ice cream.
And you
Uber Eats.
ordered Uber Eats for Chipotle.
ice cream.
Have you guys ever done that? Said like you were gonna cook a meal and then you actually Uber eat it and just prepared it, made it look nice, like as if you did it.
I have no.
So I did that once with Olive Garden, and it was a
that's
joke.
a
I
good
ended up saying it later, and this was not a first date, but it was with Lydia, and she was like, "Did you make this or was this Olive Garden?" I go, "Yeah, it was Olive Garden." I hit all the fucking.
That'd be pretty
boxes
funny
that
though.
came
Like,
in.
do they know?
It was kind of
Do they
funny.
know?
Not that I couldn't cook,
But she knew
you know,
right
good,
off the
but
cup.
She kind of like tasted it and was like, this chicken parm just tastes just like as if and like, I've had his. It's good, but it doesn't taste like this.
We're
That's
back
funny.
on the chicken parm. I didn't know there was a chicken parm Olive Garden story in addition to the original chicken parm.
Listen, chicken
story.
parms are a thing. Chicken
parm
parm
is
is our
awesome.
thing.
This next 5 is actually pretty tough. You got Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's.
An argument
Okay,
can be made here
hear me
for
out.
these 5.
Okay,
Hear me out.
Let's go.
Vegas buffet, and then you can go get married afterwards.
So-
Boom, done.
Dude, those Vegas buffets, man, like they're.
Now they're good. You can get lobster.
I'm
You
not
can.
gonna lie. He said Vegas. I went for Vegas bombs. I don't know why that was the first thing that came to mind.
I went for Vegas bomb too. I don't even know what a Vegas buffet is.
I don't know.
They're just like
Oh.
mad, dude. They're pretty
Well,
good.
we're going in.
Spend like
January,
$100
boys.
to go to a buffet. You get like seafood.
Get lobster, steak.
I guess we're going soon.
Fucking
In a
nice.
Thank
couple
you,
weeks.
Timothy Meyer. We appreciate you. Vegas in January.
Yeah, let's go to a Vegas buffet. When we're
Okay.
there.
All right. So, but I'm kidding about that.
Let's just say it's like Golden
Obviously.
Corral. You know, a buffet, Golden Corral. Because we're talking about IHOP, Denny's.
Red Lobster scares me because of my seafood allergy.
I'm not a fan of Red Lobster, to be quite honest. IHOP, though, I've had some great experiences at IHOP
What time?
many times.
I
Anytime. Is that
love
one
IHOP.
24/7 by the school?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
I'd
yeah.
have to
I would go there
IHOP.
really late.
You calling IHOP?
Out of those 5, I'd call IHOP.
I'd call IHOP.
I
too.
don't listen, Johnny. I mean this in all sincerity. my ass don't need to be going to no buffet and people watching me eat.
Dude, I think
My first date experience does not need to see what I'm putting down. I need portion control by ordering one meal.
James would be there for like 2.5 hours cracking lobster or cracking like the crabs.
Not saying a word. It's
I
all
say
in his
complete
beard.
sincerity, like I'm about to roast myself here. I'm sorry, self.
It's like the longest date ever.
all right. So you guys are saying
I go
IHOP.
IHOP.
Yeah, if I'm gonna,
I mean, IHOP and Denny's are very similar.
I'll go Red Lobster just because it's dinner.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Red Lobster.
Well, a first date doesn't have to be.
I would do it
Dante,
breakfast
my
date.
prep- my
if I'm gonna do an
preference-
IHOP, I'm going breakfast.
My
date.
preference is a dinner, but this list, this 5 actually, you can make an argument of not doing.
I mean,
so,
I've
so
never
here's
been
a spin. Here's a spin, right? You can do the IHOP thing. You'd be like, we're gonna for a first date, we're gonna hit all things that kind of make you feel like a kid again. So we're gonna go to IHOP. We're gonna get these pancakes. It's gonna be fun. Then
This
we're
is
gonna-
already bad.
What are you talking about? Then you go like you go do stuff out after that. That's like a little bit, you know.
Okay,
you wouldn't do.
if you're a girl and you're gonna go on a date with James, tell me if that sounds weird or not.
That's not.
I would be like, yeah, this dude's fuck.
Kenny's out after.
I mean, you gotta
appetizers.
read the room.
Let's. No room.
Not
is
bringing
right for
some
that.
bougie ass girl to IHOP. You gotta know where you picked her up.
Oh my.
Okay.
Well,
I
also-
don't know if you're going anywhere bougie in terms of food.
Bougie.
Costs too much
Yeah.
for you.
You're just
Bougie.
going
I
for
can't afford
quantity.
it.
He's going for
I can't
quantity.
afford it anyways.
Bougie or bougie? Well, how do you say it?
Booty.
Bougie.
Okay.
It sounded like you were saying booty.
That's all you said, booty. All right,
Booty.
we're going IHOP. I mean, I would say.
All right, so
Red
we're split decision there. We got IHOP and Red Lobster. Next, we got church, Starbucks, coffee dates. Let's put coffee
Let's
dates
take
and
the same
Starbucks the same.
thing.
Let's put those together. So church, coffee, ice cream date, family function, and then movies. Movie night at the house. Unpopular opinion. I'm gonna go with coffee.
I'm gonna go with coffee too. Although I love ice cream.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm going ice cream.
I would go ice cream.
That's a close one. For
It's a
me.
close one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's again. You can feel out the vibe.
I'm glad they're lower on the list because I think they're better.
So wait. Are you saying that Waffle House is down at 27?
Oh shit! I didn't even realize that.
I don't think it's. I don't know how it's ranked.
Is this Is this kind of like Family Feud where we've interviewed this for 100 people and that's how it stack ranks it?
I don't know. That's what I asked. Is this in a descending order based off
Yeah, I
of
don't
like popularity? 'Cause
Unsure.
This is the weirdest.
Listen,
mix.
if I'm going to IHOP, Denny's,
Unclear.
or Waffle House for a first date, it's got to be IHOP. Like,
All right, but coffee over ice cream. I think
I'm going
coffee
ice
just
cream.
specifically because I think, yeah, you can chill out more longer. You can, I don't know, I can drink coffee for 42 hours like straight if I wanted
Yeah.
to. But I don't know, ice cream. I feel like you can only consume a certain amount. Coffee, I don't
if
know.
you've not seen our previous episode on coffee, please tune in.
Watch coffee. We can consume a lot of it.
All right, so we're split there.
Espresso yourself.
Espresso yourself, episode whatever.
We have a subscriber who
11.
says he drinks 14 cups of coffee a day. Kenny, I think he could take you down.
Apparently, 14 cups a day. I mean, all right. Next episode, I'll drink 14 cups. Okay, it's an hour. It's like an hour. That's a lot. I guess you got to drink a whole. Fucking.
What's the record?
It's a lot. It's
We're
insane.
going
I
on
looked
Guinness?
it up. If you guys can look it up again, it's
Nah.
like insane.
We're on the list right now. We have time, Matthew.
All right.
It's like 90
I'm
cups.
liking one of these that's coming up. So go ahead, Johnny.
All right, so we've got family function, movie night.
Dude, you're like overlapping.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you did family function and movie night. So
Oh,
we're
my
starting
bad.
at 22.
Somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar,
Might as well finish it
a
out.
bar for drinks, Waffle House, and sporting events. Let's pick 2 out of those.
Okay.
I think a bar for just drinks is doable. I think that is not a bad thing. Now, I don't think you go to like
Pick 2.
a crazy bar, but I think that a bar is good.
Still in the middle of his soliloquy.
And then I think somewhere that what's a long
Hey,
drive?
SAT.
So, all right, let's
10
say,
points.
dude, because you could live in New York City where it takes 2 miles to go
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
What's interesting about the long drive one is it just puts you in that setting again where you're having casual conversation.
Which is, I think, is a great. That's a lost.
But I
art.
mean, I've done long drive. Like I would say that that's stupid.
Agreed on the lost art.
I
Unfortunately,
let's talk.
I like bowling.
I like
I like bowling. I think it's fun.
bowling isn't bad.
You can enjoy. Okay, yeah.
No, some bowling alleys are like catering now to. There's that new one in Orlando. They built. It's like got the nice bar. It's got
Yeah,
like
that
a
was
classy
crazy.
vibe.
Oh yeah.
So,
I'm going
No,
to a
I
bar
like
just
bowling.
for drinks and sporting events.
Bowling and movies were very, very good for like when you were younger. It's a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. You get to do something active. You can build a memory out of that because usually something funny happens. It's good. I like bowling, and then I would probably agree with you, Kenny. Drinks is good too, as long as like the ambiance isn't like too loud.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the issue
Soliloquy
though,
and
with,
ambiance. Look at us.
I think the issue with a sporting event is there's just
Quit while
too
you're
much
at it.
going on. I just don't know if you get the quality time that's necessary to be able to bond. Like if I'm going to a hockey game and a fist fight's breaking on the ice before me, I don't know if I'm going to be totally invested in that conversation. I'm going to be pretty hyped on that hockey game.
For me, it's the whole. It's leading up to the game. It's an at the game. I'm looking for someone who's interested in sports.
Question: Sporting event. You get on Kiss Cam. It's your first date. What do you do?
You got to do
Yes,
it.
sir.
Lay one on her. You got to do it.
What if she just denies you straight
That's
out?
okay.
Do you leave?
You know,
Or do
No,
you stick
you
out
s-
the rest of the game?
You stay. She'll
You
respect you.
alpha male.
that's
that
a tough
shit.
position for her to be in. However, there's a lot of people
It's
that
a
are seeing
it's
that
a peck.
that
Give 'em a
need to
peck.
they're not going to be
How many
happy.
I feel like that's happened in movies so many times where they articulate the kiss cam at a hockey game for like a date. I don't know if it's always a first date, but still, it's funny.
Shoot or shoot. You go for it.
So what were you saying?
Shoot or
what was
shoot.
yours?
I said bar just for drinks and sporting events.
I think I'm going to do somewhere that requires a long drive to a sporting event.
There you go. Like that. Like that.
All right. I mean, I think the drive and the bar are definitely a common.
First, a bar for drinks, that's common. And then you can get, hey, a bar for drinks. Do they have appetizers? Can you get something small?
What about ice skating? I know it's not on the list, but I love
That's a
I
pastime.
love
thing.
I would
ice
do
skating.
ice
Love it.
skating.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Now, you
that's
probably
good.
got to drive pretty far.
You
in
guys got to
Florida
go to like
get
fake
an ice
ones
rink.
though, don't you? Like fake ice, like an ice skating rink. I guess like a hockey.
Oh,
We've
in
got one in
Florida?
mind.
Yeah.
We go to like
Yeah.
outside, inside.
Ice time in Florida is expensive. Expensive.
Yeah, that was a common thing in the winter
100%.
For sure.
up north.
That was a big thing where I grew up in high school and middle school. Like,
Yeah?
It was like late at night, like 7 to 10 was like, teen night or whatever.
We actually had a place that was not far from us, which was a roller skating rink. Did you guys have that?
Yeah.
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 A
That was a
couple
common
places
place
did
for
that.
like birthday parties and shit.
Oh, for
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese.
100%.
That was like when we had 5, but that place was cool too.
First date.
Would you take a date to an arcade? Like old school arcade kind of
Well,
thing?
that would be like
GameStop?
Going
Not-
to the
Not GameStop.
What?
GameWorks.
Yeah.
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and
Dave and Buster's, yeah.
I love
I would, that'd be pretty cool.
I've taken
Man,
Lydia-
Andretti's is
Well,
pretty
actually,
much-
technically,
yeah.
one of Patty and I's first dates was a carnival. Well, carnival fair.
Ryan and
Like a
Morgan
fair.
took me on a date to Andretti's. That was nice. It was
did.
nice of them.
Andretti's a good time.
What is that?
I wanted to go do something slightly active, and I wanted to go laser tagging, and they took me laser tagging.
Nice.
It was very nice of them.
Very nice people. You know what's not on this list? Golf.
That's good.
That's
That
a
means
lot.
they want to go.
That's why they want to go
The
golf.
people want
It's
to
a
go
long
golf.
time.
It's 4 hours. That could be real rough.
That's not.
Better be winter in Florida, please.
They're also not seeing us at our best at golf. Bad shot.
Listen, being vulnerable, showing how your real game is. You're good.
Johnny, we'll stick to dates with business out there on the golf course.
All right,
Yeah.
what's something on this list that you would add, that you would do that's not on this list?
that I would do. Not on this.
A first date.
I've done picnics. Like,
Okay, that wasn't on this.
Yep, I did. Like, you get the towel, you set up in a cool spot,
Yep.
sunset.
So it's still
Bring
approved. It
some
wasn't on
food.
the list. We can still go on picnics.
Approved.
The beach.
was
the
picnics
beach.
not-
The
picnics
beach
not-
is-
okay.
Beach.
Beach, a good one.
Lake.
Beach is good. The what?
Unless there's
Lake.
buckets at the beach.
Oh my god. Okay.
Dangerous.
I mean, there's a lot of weird things that aren't on this list. I don't know, like hunting. Who would take a first date hunting?
Would you go axe throwing? That
People
seems a
do that. They do
little
that.
bit dangerous. If things don't go well,
But
I've never done axe throwing.
axe
I've
throwing?
never done
though?
it either.
Really? We got to do
fun.
that. It's
Yeah,
fun.
haven't
But
done
like, there's so much that comes with axe throwing. Like, you can get food there. Typically,
Mhm,
you could also get drinks. Like,
which is why I'm erring on the side of caution.
yeah.
Sharp objects and alcohol with a date maybe not going too well.
Well,
A popular one too, in up north would be the boardwalk.
Okay.
That's a popular,
Yeah, that's kind of beach like A1A.
obviously
you can go down there.
seasonal type of thing too for us in Jersey. But yeah,
It's hard to beat a good old wine and dine conversation at any restaurant, really. I mean, any of these that are on the list too. I just
yeah.
boat?
Ryan,
A
what
boat
just
ride?
went through your head? I want to hear it.
Nope.
Go for it.
Anyway,
There's something comes after wine and dine, huh?
there's a saying.
Okay, cool.
which
I'm
is
tracking.
Do you want to share?
Wine, dine, and 69.
You're a child, and I love it. This is why we love you.
Welcome to Hot Takes, where we talk about debatable topics. Today's debatable topic is: should couples have access to each other's personal devices and social media accounts?
No.
James? No.
Fuck no.
Should, no, could, yes.
Should? No.
Should, no, could, yes with Ryan. I agree
Shoulda,
with Ryan.
coulda, woulda.
Well, the coulds.
Like, I mean, there's no, like, what's the risk? Like, I mean,
I just don't understand the point. It's clearly a trust issue. Here.
Yeah, I think what generates this is just
what does it matter?
Like
privacy,
let me put it
trust,
this
and
way.
boundaries.
Why do you need to ask for it in the first place? Like, it's the first person to ask for it. It usually is where, like, now the controversy starts. Why do you need? Why? Like, why are you even asking for my shit? Like, does it matter?
Are you hiding shit?
No, which is the thing. That's the trust thing, right? Trust is a very vital part.
I agree.
Of a relationship. Now, is there necessities for a reason for why we're going to say personal device, right? To be able to unlock it. Sure. Maybe there's something's happening, like an emergency, where you need to get to their phone to, like, say you don't know their mom's number and, like, something's fucking happening and, like, you got to call them. Your phone, you left it somewhere. I don't know. You know, I'm giving an extreme probably, but
No, that's a good point.
there
Kenny
might
always
be
gives the extremes.
there might be a scenario where it's important to be able to access that person's
1000%.
device. Health records, whatever, because, like, they have, like, the health ID now on iPhones and stuff. That could be very helpful if you're getting rushed to the hospital, right? Being able to access their insurance cards. That could be, like, on their Apple Wallet, and you know it's there. Like, you don't have theirs, but, you know, you have yours, but you need theirs in order for insurance to work. I'm just, again, I could be wrong on that, like, but everything's digitalized now, so, like, having someone's access to their phone could be helpful when it's your significant other.
Well, for me, that's why the key's in the question. Should versus
Yeah.
should. I agree with you on the trust issue. Like, no, you shouldn't have it. It's not a requirement. But if you grab my phone, like, am I going to freak out? And if you log in, if you look at my messages, like, I don't really care because I don't have trust issues. That's why I say it's could.
It's the social media apps for me. Why? The fuck you need to log in?
You know what I
Instagram
go to?
for?
I go to when I think about this, I think of Matthew McConaughey and his saying when he goes to I forget where he was.
All right, all right, all right.
No, that's a good one though.
Okay.
All right, it's a good one. But he says, you know, in life, don't leave breadcrumbs, and breadcrumbs are the things that you leave behind that are going to cause issues, right? And his are, you know, if you're causing issues,
Don't
with
tell that to my
a
grandpa.
If you're leaving, if
He
you
just
have
doesn't know how to
issues
eat a
with a
fucking
spouse,
sandwich.
right? Having issues with a spouse, you know, you cheat on someone, and then you go to, you know, your kids, you know, like dance recital, and then ends up having those two people in the same place at the same time. Breadcrumbs. That's going to cause an issue. It's going to cause a really big issue in life. So if you're just tedious and you don't do anything stupid, and you acknowledge your relationship and you're aware of everything that you do and you make conscious decisions to be a good person and a good spouse, then who cares? I mean, in my opinion, I specifically give access to anything because of efficiencies. You know, it's very often where I'm driving and Patty is texting on my
That's a
behalf
great example.
to respond to someone, or is messaging someone on behalf to, it's just efficiency. So it's very common that happens. And because I know that Patty's going to write it better than Siri's going to write it. I mean, that's like 100% accurate. So, I mean, that's for us, like, we do it all the time.
Hey, in that setting, do you ever try to text and drive and then you get yelled at just for them to send the text? Because
I'm writing like paragraphs, and I just know that's just going to take me 20 minutes. I'm like,
I'll go to start, and then she's like, just give me the phone.
yeah, there's that. Definitely those circumstances,
The
100%.
voice text never works. Although I think it got a little bit
Got
better.
better.
It did, but I'm like,
Last iOS.
hey, tell someone I'm going to be there late. It's like, I'm going to arrive to my date. I'm like, what the fuck did this just say?
Johnny, we haven't heard from you.
No, I think everyone's kind of hit it. It should or could. We all said no, but could, yes. I mean, there's nothing to hide. There's nothing. Again, it comes down to the trust in the relationship. And if there's no trust issues, if the relationship's solid, which obviously they are, there shouldn't be an issue with anything. I'm actually laughing because I'm thinking of when we were listening to music on my phone, and we couldn't get in on the iPad, and Billy Walsh called Brea. Literally like, Brea, what's Johnny's passcode? Because we can't change the music. And because I was away picking up the food. So, like, obviously, like, yeah. Everyone has
I just think
differences.
if the significant other draws a line in the sand and says, I need to have access to your Instagram, to your Facebook, to anything that has DM capabilities, your text messages, I need to be able to review them after some kind of thing. I don't think that that's acceptable at all. Now,
need is so strong of a word.
that's what I'm trying to say here, though. Right? Like, there's relationships like that, and I think that's just toxic.
That is definitely toxic. Now, if you're sitting there reviewing the profiles on a regular or frequent basis, and you need to have access to everything, and it's like you literally have I would say, not OCD, but you have like some type of
Probably because you got burned.
Yeah.
In your
there's
past.
definitely
True.
something.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
But you have
So,
to,
but that's what
that's
I'm
not healthy.
So
That's not healthy.
let's you don't have anything to hide. So then at that moment, you know that this person needs it because they have trust issues because they went through some shit. You're with this person. You're like, you know what? Okay, I don't want to. I shouldn't have to. Would you? In this situation. Now I know we're all obviously have our own significant others now, but anyways, I'm saying for the sake of debate, would you at that point?
Yeah, you work it
or
through.
would you
Yeah,
say
for
fuck
sure.
off? No.
I think
No,
those,
you work it through that process.
It goes to communication overall. Like you're on the same page with your significant other. You know that that's a trigger for her. So you talk about that. You talk about why, and you find out what is that best end resolution that's going to work for both of you.
And then she knows your true character, and then
Would
that
you-
issue goes away.
Would you ask her, is there any end game here? Like, will you ever feel comfortable enough at some point to where this isn't going to be a requirement? Because, like, I just,
It'll fade away.
you think? What if
Yeah.
it doesn't?
Then you have a different
I
conversation.
mean, if it doesn't, something
Then it
else
just
is
sounds
gonna
like your
ruin that
relationship's probably going to be
Yeah.
ending at that point. I don't disagree. I'm just putting out
Well, we're
Viewers.
talking about significant others obviously being married
dating.
here.
Yeah.
So, like, let's flip it to more, like, because obviously we're talking about dating and first dates. But we'll not go with the first date because that'd be a little bit much.
That'd be
but,
nuts.
like,
Let me actually
let's just
say
say
something.
within, like, first couple of months, if that conversation's taking place, like, what is your ultimate reaction? I think it's a little bit different in that.
I
It
agree.
is definitely.
And I think
So-
it depends on how serious you guys like. You have to make that judgment call. And like,
For
how do
sure.
you feel about the relationship at this moment? Do you see a future with this person? And so when they bring this question to you, are you like, all right, I'll consider it? And what if that's another answer, right? I'll consider it, but not right now. Maybe that's not good enough for that person too. I mean, that could be a huge argument.
And listen, we're talking like as if a female asked us, if you flip the switch there and you're in the position where you're asking. Does that
Yeah,
make
it's not
I mean,
Does
look,
that
at the end of the
change the way
day, if you're not going to do that, let's be completely honest. If you're not going to provide that information right then and there, you're just opening yourself up. You're opening yourself up for an opportunity to expend time where you're just going to delete shit. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
If you're like, yeah, I'll do this tomorrow, you're fucking deleting shit tomorrow, tonight, and that's what you're doing. What is 12 hours going to do for you? Make you think about it?
Well,
Delay
It's
the
a yes or
inevitable.
no.
I was more along the lines of like the seriousness of the race. Like you maybe like, hey, like it's a little early. Like pump the brakes here. Like I don't what's the fucking need for you to go through my phone right now?
That's a blow up argument. No way in hell is everyone like, okay. Argument.
I don't know.
argument.
I think there's got to be a little bit of respect and trust in that area.
I just think
It's
that
my
is
personal shit. Like maybe I'm not ready to
I
share
agree.
that just yet.
I agree, but if the person
So I should
is
be able to.
asking-
I should be able to say no. You're getting into my privacy. What are you looking at? What if I'm not even able to monitor what you're looking at too?
and you don't think that response right there is going to create an argument in the relationship.
You gonna log into my fucking bank account? That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
We know someone that gave away their phone, and guess what? Some shit happened with their bank account.
and how long did they know her?
Yeah.
Exactly, not 3
But
months.
still, you kind of see what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people are up in arms right now about privacy in general, and data security and shit. So I don't know, man. It's just,
if I can't trust my wife, or okay, we're not talking about the wife thing. We're talking about girlfriend.
yeah, we're
or
talking
whatever,
about dating
dating.
early.
Yeah, but if you expect a long-term relationship with this other individual, I mean, And
What
you
if
know
it's
your
too early,
place,
though?
and you know your place, but it just depends on the place of that relationship, right?
agree.
Are you talking to 5 girls at the same time, or do you have one girlfriend? Like, I don't know, because then it's a problem if you got 5 girlfriends.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, clearly, that's
Right?
it's an obvious reason for you.
Yeah, but
I
I'm just
understand what you're
saying.
saying. Like, you're going to be deleting shit, but
there's so many just
even if you don't have
variables
anything
in
to
this.
delete, again, it's just
I think you got to look out for red flags, right? Trust issues being
Great
in
point.
this in the sense that if you don't
If it's
trust
repetitive.
right, if you don't trust them to be able to look at your phone, it's like me not trusting you to finish your coffee. There's got to be red flags.
What?
I'm sorry, I wasn't ready for that.
Different red flags.
Those relationships aren't going to last when you don't trust them to finish their coffee.
Oh my goodness! You just threw out the finishing coffee.
The comments.
I mean, I
are
think
a
we all can
fickle
agree.
place.
Obviously, when it comes to our wives, it's completely different.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's
about the
completely
coffee.
different when it's your
Yeah,
wife.
I mean, yeah. Look at whatever you need to. Look at whatever you want, but I don't know. Also, brings up the topic or the potential, like what's happening on the other side. Is that person doing something like?
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's definitely that too.
Like, and
100%.
that's especially now, like it is very, very unique times in the dating world these days.
I couldn't last.
It's like social media is a
I'd be
different
single
breed.
life.
Agreed, but I mean, like if you're, what do you mean by that? Expand your.
No, I just think like, listen, if someone's like DMing you and you have nothing to do with that, like what in the world? Like for a girl's sake, like imagine being a male dating someone and your individual that you're dating or talking to is constantly being reached out to.
Are
Yeah,
they
and that's
are
bullshit
an
because
influencer?
You
or-
can't control who's reaching out to you.
Everyone's
Yeah,
an influencer
Exactly. That is
today.
a difficult thing.
And
But
again-
I also think I think that, yeah, that's a tough one.
That's
because
that's
they can't
jealousy
control that.
issues. That's not trust. It's jealousy. It's jealousy because everyone's gawking at whoever the fuck you're with. Like it's just you got to be able to live with that shit. If you're gonna be with someone that's gonna be
Depends
really
on the
attractive,
person
Yeah.
and like their job and like if they do have an influence like that's gonna happen. Like, yeah, I don't know, but I think you have to come to an understanding with each other in regards to that. That's just
I agree.
part of the.
I think we're all on the same page here. I just think it's if you
Now,
look
do
at
I
it from
think
a
it's
different
right? But
perspective-
here's the thing too, and this is like a totally different perspective. But if you're a dude and you know that guy's with another girl, or if you're a dude and you know that girl is with
Words are
another
hard.
guy, then you have to like respect that dude. I mean, you have to like, or be willing to get punched in the face because you're a dick.
Oh,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna DM someone and but like the problem is those people that are DMing them are like never really gonna show up.
Twitter
Like,
fingers. They'll never
it's
face the
all
music.
shit like that, like it would be different if it was like a small thing where it's like you both know that person and it's not like an influencer situation or it's not like it's a random person. It's like literally someone you both know. Then it's like, dude, you're a dick and you deserve to get, I don't know, punched in the face.
Yeah,
I think it just comes down to should versus could. That's
that's a huge.
Me personally, the way I feel about it is I don't know why you have to go looking for something.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it should be just. It's not an unspoken rule. It's just not even on the fucking table. Like you just never like why access to phone is not something I'm thinking about, and I have not experienced that with my spouse where she's
Exactly.
thinking about the fact, oh my god, I need to know what's on his phone. Like
100%.
it's a non-factor. It doesn't even exist in our relationship. So like the fact that it's something that's being talked about, I don't understand it because I get people have been burned, but like it's just why are you looking for something? Like you're trying to end the relationship, in my opinion. In that case, like you're like saying no, it can't be true. This guy's doing something or this girl is doing something for certain. I need to go through their phone. It just seems malicious intent, in my opinion. But I understand the need to have access to devices and such because, yeah, hey, can you put Google Maps on my phone for me real quick while I'm driving? I don't know where we're going, and then we can put it on my screen or whatever. Like that, yeah, hell yeah, have my passcode. I don't give a shit. But, the fact that you're trying to go look for something, like, I don't know, that just seems so fucking grimy to me.
It's all about communication at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I agree.
if you have that conversation and you're comfortable with it, then and that works for you, then that works
Sure,
for
every
you.
relationship's different.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Agreed.
It depends on the state of the relationship. It depends on, just the agreement that you both have at the end of the day. And then like there's just so many dynamics that go around it. There's so many variables. So
Like you could be on a second chance with that person. Maybe you burned them in the past before, and now years later you're on a second chance, but you're on a tight ass rope as a result of that. So it's a lot
then
of
you have
different
no
situations.
option. I mean, you're in a
Yeah.
tough situation.
I don't disagree. The predicaments can happen. I'm not putting myself in that scenario. So
Sure.
that's why I'm
But again, you're looking at it from a wife.
I'm looking at it from like how I've handled myself.
Yeah.
Myself. I'm trying
Exactly.
to put myself in a scenario I would never put myself in is a little difficult in this kind of debate.
And for me, it goes back to don't leave the fucking breadcrumbs. So
Hey Ty, where are you at on this one?
I'm leaning towards no. But I think it's more important who like initiates it. Like if I'm like, oh hey, put your thumbprint in my phone in case you ever need to use it, versus like, hey, can I like I want my
I like that.
thumbprint in your phone. Like it's
a
like
good way
I
to
make
put
like I make sure like oh if she ever needs to get into my phone like for whatever
You
she has
offer it,
access.
not
But, like,
being asked
yeah.
for it.
If you're like if it's like okay we're dating now, where's all your passwords? It's like that's
Yeah,
that's a red
that's
flag. Let's get out of there.
Good point.
Fair.
awesome.
Do you guys have any bad first dates that you've done? Like shit just didn't go well.
I mean, when we're in college and you're at the bar for really late.
So a bar just for drinks.
Well, no, that we
Is this
we
a-
weren't there together.
So it's a pickup.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude,
You would count the
when you're-
pickup as the first date?
I don't know. If you spend quality time together, is it a first date? You're just so lit. You're just like,
How
there
you
it
doing?
is.
I'm fucking drunk.
That's two lits.
That's two lits.
bring them back to the fraternity house. Not a good thing. Not a good first date. Too many guys in one place, especially too late.
So
Awkward. Come on, somebody say something.
I don't know. Y'all talked about long drive. That sounds like a nightmare to me.
A long
Oh,
drive.
Ty, get into
If
that.
it's scenic though,
My friend took a first date to the Grand Canyon, borrowed my car. They drove like 2-3 hours, got there, and she's like, oh, yeah, if you're not religious, I think you're terrible. I think you should die.
That's it.
And he drove home at that night. He drove home like,
we got our
like
bad first date story.
Yep. Thanks, Ty.
Okay, there's Ty again. with the
Ty.
answers.
and also I'm thinking like, what's my worst case scenario for a long drive? Is like, oh, it's going to be awkward. I'm going to run out of conversations. Her worst case scenario is probably a little different.
Yeah, no, that is very true. 100%. We were definitely looking at it like how a conversation's going to be versus,
I think you stay away from debatable topics. Like, why would you ever talk about politics, religion, or like super debatable things on a first date? If you do, no offense, you're an idiot.
Guess that's why we're not going to church at
Well,
number
you can-
16.
Because unless you're really trying to fast track that date and you're really trying to figure out like if you're a match and you want to get to like the fucking most furious topics quick, why would you talk about shit like that?
it's been a hot minute since we've been on a first date. So
I've
what
been
do
on
we
a first
actually
date
talk
in
about on a
9
first
years,
date?
10 years, longer.
We've only been on one
Fucking
first
15
date,
years.
remember?
One first date. You're
One
right.
first date for all of us.
I don't know.
Okay, so what's your bad first date? I still don't know what a bad first date would be for me. A real first date? I mean, it's probably like fucking 10. No, I'm just kidding. Not 10.
Have you ever? Well, maybe this will help. Maybe it doesn't have to be a first date. Like, has there ever been like a very bad date?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's share it. If
What?
We're getting
You don't have
crushed
to
out
share
here.
it.
Share away.
No. It's very simply put. Ate something, didn't agree with the stomach.
okay.
That's
See, that would.
So it was more.
But was that bad for you? or
It
for
was
her?
bad for me.
How did
wanted
I
to
bet
get
you it
the
was bad for
fuck
her
out of
too.
there.
How did she react? Like, how did she do?
Oh my god, when I had to speed fucking race her home, bro, I was sweating.
And she's
Sweat.
thinking to
I'm like, hey,
herself,
man,
what did I
it
do
stains,
wrong?
baby.
That's why you just go to the Cheesecake Factory.
Get fucking pitted, baby.
Get pitted.
Nah, yeah, it's the food. I don't know what it was, and it's just dude. And then I had to
That
take
was
care
it.
of business.
We're good.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't like. I would be understanding in that circumstance.
Yeah, but like I think if I remember correctly, this might have been years ago. I can't remember, but pretty sure we had stuff planned for afterwards.
Oh, you could make it.
Right, so like it just kind of ended
was
the date.
it.
Like
Yeah,
it was
that
it.
sucks.
So
You
it's a
ruined the
whole
day.
yeah, it was a whole thing. Like my fucking stomach just hated me.
Oh gosh.
I don't. Other than that, like I don't think anything's been like bad.
I don't know. I just think of like Meet the Parents when like Ben Stiller is like Meet the Fockers. When he like spikes the ball and it hits the sister in the face.
Family
like,
Functions is out.
He's like in a Speedo. He's like in the bathroom, like debating on putting it on. I just think of that. And I've never been in a circumstance where I'm like super uncomfortable and like really fuck shit up. Like that's like the worst. And then he like the whole cat situation.
Burns the house or the
burns
wedding
the
reception.
thing down, like clogs the septic tank. It's like, dude, that's like terrible.
check.
You've done that?
No, that's just joking.
Can you deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's just like, I don't know. That's what I don't know why that comes to mind.
I could only see, and I think maybe this has happened to me before, but like maybe you had like a plan, like you want to hit this spot, then this spot, and this spot, and then it just didn't work out, or it rained, or something like that. Like maybe, like for instance, I mentioned I've done a picnic before, and you had this whole thing, elaborate thing planned out, and then you go and it fucking rains on you while you're in the middle of your picnic. You had no idea, like spontaneous. It's Florida, fucking rain can happen at any minute here. That would suck.
Poor planning. You gotta know. You gotta have a backup plan.
Mr. Salinas.
Oh,
what do you
I always
got?
have the backup plan.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, we're talking about bad date. Like that would probably go up on the list of a bad date, right? Like you getting rained on and shit.
Have you ever had a date? Have you had?
I'm struggling with mine a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm lie.
What about like just the first date? You just knew after that it was time to just move on. That like no second follow up whatsoever. Obviously, you guys spoke and went a happy way, but so
No.
never that bad.
No.
Mm.
Well, I guess it's all perspective because for us it didn't go bad. But we've all been in that situation where you send that follow up text and nothing. Silence on
ghosted?
the other end. Yeah.
So
I mean,
you've been ghosted.
Oh, for sure, I've
Okay.
been ghosted, and then I definitely sent the follow up text on a different topic. For sure.
Never mind. Forget it. Okay.
Oh, come on, you guys did it to me. Come on, what do you got?
No, I was gonna say, when you said the follow up text. What? No, forget it.
What did you send?
I probably said hey, and then I probably said something about
WYA. Where you at?
probably something. You say the same way in a different way. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I think in regards to like not clicking on the first date, it would have to definitely be a personality like just did not blend. There was something that did not mesh well on a like character type of issue. Like you just bumped heads. Not even like you had to have an argument or anything like that. But I think that there would have to be something personality wise, where you're just like, I just can't.
If
It
I
would hurt
can't
if you
talk
bumped
to you,
heads.
you're out. Like if we can't hold a conversation, no chance.
yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
I'd be so like,
That'd be difficult.
what the fuck are we doing then? You
Think
know?
about though how much more difficult that is in
Poor,
today's
but-
world to hold a conversation where people just struggle to communicate generally.
I'm a good boyfriend. I could not try to date someone, like to try to like date nowadays, like doing the
Doing what
apps.
Johnny's doing right now,
Yeah.
Just whip this thing out.
doing like trying to walk up to a girl at a bar, no fucking chance.
Could you imagine though you're on a first date, you're struggling conversation, then all of a sudden, you're
That's
both
it.
on your phone on the first date, it's over.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
you know what?
would
That's a
just-
big thing.
it's
First
tough.
date
I've never-
etiquette: don't be on your phone.
Yeah.
Don't be on your fucking phone. That's just unless like
Disrespectful.
something like emergency legit happens or something. Then you obviously be on your phone. But no,
You could play the game. You could put the phone in the middle of the table and whoever
Dress up
touches
nice.
it first.
dress up nice.
Oh yeah, dress up nice. Don't look like a bum.
Yep, cologne is probably good move.
Deodorant's always good.
Oh,
Deodorant's always good. Cologne.
I forgot to put on deodorant one date. That was not fun.
See, I don't smell like that, so like,
All
I
right,
wouldn't
dude.
even.
I've got problems.
That shit wouldn't even do anything.
What?
I feel like I'm sweating right now too.
Probably are. That's what
Check.
I'm smelling.
Check
for the view.
Fucking joke. Swear to God, I hate this angle too. It's like you can see.
He's self-conscious about his armpits.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that you could do on a first date that are on this list that is just ridiculous. Like you could I would say 50% of that list is
This list
viable.
is bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's
call it what it is.
And there's a lot of other lists just like this. So if you're thinking about taking someone on the first date, don't Google that shit because you're gonna get shit like that.
It's not
and it's not
helpful.
good. No,
at
it's
all.
not helpful.
At all. To try to be creative for like a first date or any date really, because you're trying to impress at that point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some of this stuff, if you're young, you're limited because you probably don't have much money.
Exactly.
You probably can't get to where you want to go. So you got to do what you got to do. But as you get older, like, there's nicer restaurants you can go to and stuff for sure. But some of these places are great. Like, I'd still go to Cheesecake Factory, Dave and Buster's, and like do a home cooked meal. Like, have you ever seen on freaking TV, like, let me cook you a meal. I make a really good blah, blah, blah. And then they have wine and like, I mean, look at these two folks. Oh, they're at a restaurant. Never mind. But anyways, you get the gist.
Nope, they're on the list. Get them out.
Oh,
They're at Cheesecake Factory.
well, they're holding hands way too much too. Who does that? Does anyone hold hands at the table like that?
On the first date, no.
Look at
You're
how
just like trying to
uncomfortable
feel
she looks.
Are you side sitters or are
She's
you
like,
sitting across?
can I have
on
my
that first
hand
date?
back, please?
Are you
Sitting
are you
across.
side or across?
It took me I basically had to marry my wife in order to sit next to
Do
her.
you,
Just
do you
kidding.
guys?
across.
Do you guys-
Oh,
The across
that
or the
is
side
a hot
sitters?
topic
Yeah.
right there. Hot take right there.
What do you do?
The same
hit the mics.
It's
My
same
God.
side or
same
like
siders
other side?
versus
Are you here or are you?
like this? No,
Across.
across.
I find it very hard. I find it very hard to communicate. You can see it on this podcast when I gotta turn to James and look at him and talk. I'm not sitting there eating the whole time and
I need
talking
my
like
personal
that.
space.
That's fine. You don't have
You know what's
No, it's
worse
gotta be
about that
across.
too, though? Most
It's
people,
tough.
except for Ryan, are righties. So if you're a same sider, imagine Kenny, you're fucking eating right next to someone. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
bumping
like, all right,
arms
come on,
and
what the
all
fuck?
that. That would
Come
be
on.
tough.
Let me try to fucking cut my steak.
Lefties around the world, we
How
adapt.
about look each other
Tough.
in the eye? Difficult when
Yeah,
you're
I
sitting
get
right here.
What do you got? What do you got?
I'm just looking up
How about this?
worst dates.
Old school, very old school, but I did this actually at Disney because they have this at Disney. A drive-in movie theater. So that is a same cider thing.
That is, and that's
That's
very
cool.
old
It's old school, man. I don't
But
know. But
was that a
I
first
mean,
date?
technically, a movie theater is a same cider thing too.
Yeah, but you're having a meal too. You can kind of
The
talk
same side thing
because-
only applies to restaurants. Let's just.
This
Agreed.
was-
You can't sit across from each other in a car.
This technically was. I agree.
read that out.
I was just making. This was not
All
about.
right, what do
the
you
same
got,
cider
Johnny? What do you
thing.
got?
Come on. You want this one?
Yes,
not that one. That one.
You looked up some bad first date examples? Is that what you did?
Well, the first one is a little bit more realistic, but we went for coffee. And afterwards, he drove me to his grandparents' house where they were sleeping. He woke them up to introduce me to them. The next one was we went to a scenic outlook over the city. He came up behind me, put his hands over my belly, and said, "Shit thee not."
What?
Shit thee not. I can't wait till it's swollen with my seed. We were barely out of high school. I literally ran away in my heels at night until
Smart.
I found my payphone. So that was back in the day. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
That is
That's cringy, yo.
We're all making the same face right now. We all had our mouths open.
That's fucking jaw dropping.
Oh my God. Dude, these can't even be real.
This should be the list, not.
yeah, that should be
This
the
should be
list.
the
Don't
list.
say shit like that.
Yeah.
That should be number one.
Oh
Not
my
Cheesecake Factory.
gosh.
If you made this list, we got a fucking problem with it.
Do you think it's a strategy to have like a kind of, sort of, not so great first date, so that way you can knock it out of the park the next time? It's kind of like that rom-com type feeling.
You can't do that. What if
I don't know if it would work.
What
I'm
if you
just,
swing
hey, I'm
and
throwing it
miss
out there.
and
Just
then
be
you're
yourself.
fucked?
Hey, man.
Yeah, just be you.
Just be yourself.
That's
Don't-
it.
That's it.
Like at the end, right? What's the end result? The end result is that you're gonna try to hope and find someone that you marry, right? So if you're not yourself, then eventually yourself is gonna come out, and if that doesn't stick,
Right.
then it all is a complete waste of time,
Absolutely.
right? So
Yep.
if you're yourself from the beginning and they like you for you, then you're on the same page.
You're good,
Then you're good,
and you're flaws.
and you have nothing to hide, and you're
And you're
just
what?
you're good.
flaws.
Oh, flaws.
Yeah, then they
I
like
don't know
you
why I
for
said
your
good, but I said good and then your flaws. But whatever.
exactly. They like you for everything.
For you.
That's the end result.
Yeah. Well,
I
if any of
mean-
you guys out there have any crazy stories or interesting dates, let us know. Yeah, let us know. What do you guys got? Anything else?
Ty. Ty's
Ty-
been
yeah,
great
Ty.
this episode. What do
Ty.
you got, Ty?
Right.
Any interesting dates you had?
Yeah, we didn't ask.
I
Ty.
haven't had any like terrible ones.
Okay.
Nothing. Yeah, just that. I let my friend borrow a car, my car, and
Yeah, that's
And then he had a
that's
bad
pretty
one.
bad. Yeah, he drove home at it's like a 3-hour drive from where we are at like 12:30.
How
in the
long
morning.
did they go through periods of silence? Like
The whole
just
time.
You're a great friend for letting your friend use your
Drive
car.
your car in 3 hours. Or
As long as
6
I'm allowed to tell that story.
Sorry, friend.
Awesome. Well, I think that covers our first date thoughts on where you should go and what you should do. But
List is shit.
list is shit.
Fuck
Yep.
'em.
Don't Google it because you're going to find other shit lists as well. So until then.
the
Bender continues.